guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today's video is going to be another WW purple meal prep. I'm on the purple plan. Today we're going to be making WW taco pie, which I have never tried before. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be my lunch this week. And for dinners, we're making my pot chicken parmesan. I have made this before when I was on the freestyle, aka blue plan. So if you want to see the points and the recipe for that, I'm going to link that video up in one of these corners so that you can go check it out, because today's video will be on points for the purple plan. But I did make it before and everyone loved it and it was so delicious, so I'm hoping it turns out just as good with the whole grain pasta. But the normal recipe on the old freestyle and the blue plan currently is also really good, so feel free to go and try that out. I'll link that video like I said, and both of these recipes will be in the description. I'm also going to be meal prepping a quick breakfast, so stay tuned for that, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first we're going to start out with making the WW taco pie. So I'm going to spray my pan with some olive oil, and I'm going to set it to a medium heat. Into the pan, I'm going to add about half of an onion chopped. I'm going to save the other half for my chicken parm. And we're going to add in about 1 pound of 98% fat-free turkey breast. To that turkey, I'm going to be adding some salt and pepper and a little bit of chili powder. Now we're going to let that cook down for a little bit, and I'm going to get started on some of my breakfast food. For breakfast, I'm going to make some DIY breakfast bowls, so I'm starting with some diced hash browns. So these are 0 points on WW purple. I'm going to have hash browns with some butterball turkey sausage. I'm going to do 2 ounces of this for 3 points. And then I'm going to scramble up some eggs to put in the bowl as well. I did this last week and it was really, really good. So I'm going to add some olive oil into the pan. I'm going to dump in a good amount of hash browns. I'm going to be making these for me and a few for my husband. So I'm making as many hash browns as I can fit into this pan. I'm also going to add some salt. I've been making this sausage for a very long time as part of my meal prep. It is one of my very favorite things. It's pretty point friendly, and I've discovered that the easiest way to make it is to just pop it into the air fryer. It is so simple, it turns out good every time, and it's way easier than putting it in a pan. Honestly, the hardest part of making these is just opening the package. Gonna throw these whole into the air fryer, put it on 360 for about 8 minutes, and I'll check on it every once in a while, but that should be good. Now that this turkey has cooked down a little bit, I'm gonna add about half a packet of the McCormick taco seasoning. To the taco meat, we are going to be adding 1 can of drain and rinsed black beans, 1 can of corn, and 1 can of tomato sauce. Now you're just going to mix it all together, and then we will put it into the casserole dish. To finish up this taco pie, you're going to go ahead and get your pie baking dish. I'm spraying some olive oil on it so that it hopefully will not stick. And you also want to have your oven heating to 350. And now we're going to go ahead and start layering this up. So according to the original video from Felicia Keithley, you need 6 of the Olay Extreme Wellness tortillas. These are the 1 point tortillas. They are also my favorite. They're just like a flour tortilla to me. Cooper's into them too. I don't know if you can see his nose in the corner. So we're going to start layering all of this in here. So we're going to put a little layer of the meat mixture on the bottom. I'm going to spread it out really good. Then we're gonna throw on 3 of the tortillas. Gonna add another layer of the meat. We're gonna pop on 3 more of these tortillas. Somehow with these casserole ones, I always make too much meat. I can tell already that I have more than enough meat for the recipe. So maybe you guys could try splitting it, or maybe you have a bigger pie dish. But I'm not sure why that always happens to me. That just happened with my baked spaghetti. I made a little too much spaghetti. Luckily the mixture is 0 points though, so we can just pile it on. So now we're gonna do the final layer. Plus I do have some taco shells left over, so I can just have tacos for dinner. And that way I don't have to cook anything tonight. So having extra meat works out. But I'm gonna put as much as possible and even it out in this dish. To the top of this, I'm gonna add 1 cup of the Great Value finely shredded Fiesta blend cheese, and I'm gonna cut this into 6 servings, so that's gonna make it 3 points each on purple. This should also be the same amount of points for blue because we just have extra lean turkey breast, Olay tortillas, and the shredded cheese. I do not really like the fat-free or low-fat cheeses, so if you are on board with those, you could definitely make it even less points, but I think that a serving of 1/6 of it is going to be plenty for 3 points, so I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of that cheese to the top. Now that we've got the cheese added, this is gonna go into the oven at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Everything is already cooked in here, so just make sure you check on it and take it out when it is to your liking. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. The original recipe is a little bit different because Felicia uses beef meat and fat-free cheese, but I decided to kind of switch that out because I love my turkey taco meat. So I will be sure to let you guys know how this turns out and what I eat in a day. Make sure to check back for that. But we're gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven. This is the amount of taco meat I have left. I buy the 3-pound thing of the extra lean ground turkey, so I guess it's about 1.5 pounds, and that's why I have some left over. So you definitely only need 1 pound, but I'm just gonna keep this in the fridge, and this can be put on actual tacos through the week, nachos or anything like that. Me and my husband both really like this mixture, so that is what's gonna happen with this. My hash browns are done, so I'm gonna start adding those into my breakfast bowls. Since potatoes are 0 points on WW Purple, I don't have to worry about measuring them out. So I just try to kind of make it even, and I'm making 2 of these for my husband this week. The turkey sausage is also done, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. We're gonna put 2 ounces in each of my containers, and then we will make the eggs. Now to start on the 1 pot chicken parm, we've got the rest of that half of an onion into a pot, and I just washed this one just to use the same one, and we're gonna add 1 pound of ground chicken. To this mixture, I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt, some Italian seasoning, and some garlic powder. So we're gonna let this start cooking on a medium heat. And while that's happening, I'm gonna scramble some eggs over here to put into my breakfast bowl. Now moving back over to our, as I make a mess throwing it out of the pot, our 1 pot chicken parm pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my stuff in here. So I'm going to start by adding the rest of my 0 point marinara. I just meal prepped some of this, so I'll be sure to link that video up in the corner for you guys. So this is a 0 point marinara. I'm just going to add that in there. You can use regular pasta sauce, but that will add some points, so just watch out for that. Then to this, I'm also going to add a can of diced tomatoes, can of tomato sauce, and I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Also going to add in a good amount of Italian seasoning, along with about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. And the last step for now is we're going to add in not half a cup, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now you could use fresh Parmesan, that might be better, but this is what I have on hand and it turned out really good last time. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup to this, and we're going to let it come to a boil before we add in 4 cups of whole grain pasta. And this is the pasta that I'm using, just so you guys know. Since it is whole grain, it is 0 points on WW Purple. I prefer bow tie pasta, but this was the only one I could find besides regular spaghetti. So unfortunately, my selection of whole grain isn't as good as maybe some other places or white pasta, but that's fine. We're going to try it with this one, and I'm sure it will turn out just as good. Now that this is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add in my 4 cups of that whole grain pasta, and we're just going to let that cook in there. So you're going to want to make sure that each piece of the pasta is coated in the liquid. Once the pasta cooks down a little bit, you might see that you have to add a little bit more liquid. So now all you have to do is cook the pasta to your liking, and then we will add our final cheese toppings. Here is a finished look at the taco pie. I cut it into 6 servings. It looks delicious, and I'm very excited to try that out. Over here in our breakfast bowls, we have 2 ounces of the turkey sausage for 3 points. And for 1 point, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this cheese on top of the eggs and the potatoes. And this worked out super good last week, like I said. Now that the pasta's cooked, we're going to go ahead and add our other 1/4 cup of Parmesan. So that is 1/2 cup total in the recipe. And then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. Again, I don't really like fat-free or low-fat, but you could definitely use it. I have before in this recipe, and the low-fat is just as good. It wouldn't be my video if I didn't make a mess. Now I'm just going to put the lid on to let the cheese melt, and then I'm going to start separating it out into 6 servings. So I'm going to start with just 1 cup serving in each container, and we will go from there. So I got distracted and totally did not realize how long I had this cooking for, so I for sure burnt the whole kind of bottom layer of it. I didn't lose a lot of it. I wish I would have just paid attention, but you know, it happens. So these servings came out to about 1 cup and 1/4 cup each, approximately, and it is 2 points on the purple plan. Here's the recipe on my WW app. It is 2 points for 1/6 of the dish. We've got our chicken breast, Parmesan, tomatoes, pasta, and 1/2 cup of mozzarella on top. So that is a lot of dinner for just 2 points. I'm going to pair some garlic bread with it, and I think that that is going to be awesome. So that's the recipe for the purple plan. As a reminder, I did already do it for the blue plan, so be sure to check that out. Over here for lunches, we have the final product of the WW Taco Pie. It turned out really good as well. It is 3 points per serving. Again, that's a really big serving for 3 points. And that should be the same amount of points on blue as it is on purple. And I ended up with some extra taco meat, so I'm going to use that through the week as well. And then over here for breakfast, I have a 4-point breakfast, 3 points for the sausage, and 1 point for the shredded cheese that I added in. So all 3 meals for my day are only 9 points put together, not counting any additions like garlic bread that I have with it. So I'm really, really happy with how the meal prep turned out this week. To heat these bowls up, I do about a minute in the microwave, and I'm not sure about the taco pie yet since I have not made it before, but be sure to come back and check out a What I Eat in a Day to see how it all turns out. Alright guys, so that is my meal prep for this week. I'm excited to have everything laid out so that I can hopefully have an easy, successful week on the Purple plan. I've really been liking the plan so far. If you made it to this far in the video, let me know in the comments how you are doing on the plan that you chose and which one that is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button before you leave, and I'll see you next time.
Hey!